Okay, so this is happening after norm setting, sort of like, but still early on, like sort of the introduction to the very first engineering project that we're gonna do. So we're gonna start the research phase of our first project right now. And I've pulled a clip that's gonna give us some background information. So really quick warning, there is one scene that might be a little bit disturbing. It's like some images of a person who's injured, but it should be okay. Just like let me know if you need anything. It's not meant to scare you, it's just like I want you to have a heads up. And so as you're watching this, I want you to write down any words or phrases that you don't understand or like you're not quite sure what it means in this context. So for you guys, like try to write down something that you think like a 14-year-old would not be sure about. Okay? I'm not gonna play all of this, it's just the first thing.
Good evening, I'm Catherine Currick. A strong earthquake rocked the San Francisco Bay Area just moments ago.
6.9 is what we're hearing.
Big enough to bring cities in Northern California to their knees.
In 1989, the Loma Prieta earthquake sent a deadly shockwave across Northern California. And from the earthquake's opening jolt, which came during a live broadcast of the World Series, to coverage of the grisly aftermath, Loma Prieta became a national television event.
This was the most watched earthquake and probably one of the most watched natural disasters in American history.
The earthquake left 63 people dead, caused as much as $10 billion in damage, and touched off a national conversation about seismic readiness. And not just for California.
Of course, California is not the only state subject to earthquakes. Take a look at this map of the United States and the earthquake zones.
The San Francisco quake demonstrates that you could never prepare enough.
But a quarter century later, how much preparing really happened after the panic died down?
This was a wake-up call, but I think a lot of people have gone back to sleep.
Okay, so a little intense. Okay, you guys can just shout out any terms or phrases that you're not sure about. If I had a whiteboard, I would be ready to use that. Yeah.
Seismic readiness.
Seismic readiness, great. Anybody else? Oh, the name of the earthquake, yes, good. I'll write that also. Any other words or phrases?
Well, they give a number 6.9.
Oh yeah, what does that mean? Good, good. What about, do you guys know what fault lines are? Some people might not be sure, okay. And, okay, great. So we're gonna talk about a few of these terms in partners for a second, and then we'll come back and start adding to our vocabulary list. So ideally I would have like a...
Do you want this here?
It's okay. I would have like a big sheet of paper, and then throughout the course of like my entire class, I'm gonna be like, yeah, just like that, adding words and stuff. So can you guys just pair up with whoever you're sitting next to, and to start off, talk about what you think a fault line might be.
I thought earthquakes just happen. I heard that sometimes some people don't forget. Jodie, there's a sorry. I wonder if they have to go in the line. I don't know how I yes, I right. Now we know why.
Okay, that was about 30 seconds. So let's wrap that up, and then your next one to talk about is seismic readiness. What do you think seismic readiness might mean? Any guesses are fine, you can talk to me.
I think we're pretty close. I feel like size. Like, I know what readiness is. That's true. Is it like if you're ready for an earthquake of like that size? That would make sense. But then why does it spell like that? Oh, I thought it was just size, like the word size.
Okay,
Maybe.
Let's talk as a whole group now. So I know that you guys might have just been guessing, but that's totally fine. We don't have to be right for first time or anything. So does anybody have a guess for what fault lines might be? Do you remember the picture that was up in the video, like a map of the US with lines on it? Yeah.
A crack in the earth.
A crack in the earth. Awesome. That is, basically correct. Okay, that's all. Sorry. There we go. So this is an example of a fault in California, the San Andreas Fault. And you're right, it's basically like a big crack in the earth. It's also a place that it's very likely for earthquakes to happen. Okay, how about seismic readiness? Does anybody have an idea about what that phrase might mean? Was that one really confusing? Well, what's readiness? Right, yeah, so like being prepared for something to happen. In this case, do you think it's being prepared for something good to happen or something bad?
Something big.
Okay, it could depend. Yeah, you're right. Okay. So seismic turns out is a fancy word for like earthquake-related stuff. So if we break down, seismic readiness means preparing for earthquakes. And there's a few different ways that people prepare for earthquakes. You can make buildings that won't collapse. You can make bridges that don't break, like we saw in that video. That huge Bay Bridge actually broke, right? And you can educate people about emergency procedures, right? So based on all of this and this conversation, does anybody want to guess what our first engineering project might be?
Making an earthquake.
Making an earthquake, whoa! That would be really cool. What about something we could do to prepare for earthquakes? What do you think?
Building a bridge.
We might build a bridge, yes. What's the other possibility?
Prepare people for an earthquake.
Yes. And another possibility, maybe.
Making buildings.
Okay, so we might be making buildings.
Okay, time actually.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
Do you want to explain
I'll call it a day.
where we go?
I was just going to talk about the last line that was kind of like, I don't know if the last line of the video was confusing or not, like saying people have gone back to sleep. And then lead into the fact that our project is making earthquake-proof buildings. So yeah, that's all.
Cool.